The next one is, and I do like this one. This one I do like. Even though it's more complicated, it's very duplicatable, it's implementable, right? I believe in it. So it's this idea of saving money and also investment dollars, meaning dollars that you're planning on investing somewhere, say the stock market, say real estate, say Bitcoin, whatever it is that you want to invest your cash flow in, that's a certain dollar amount. And then you have money that you save that you're not investing with. So what would it look like if you combine those two numbers together, put it into a life insurance policy, and then all you borrowed out was the investment dollars that you already had earmarked for that real estate investment, right? Or for that business investment, or for that Bitcoin investment, stock investment, crypto, whatever it is, right? So that would be the idea. So what's nice is you have a safety, which is the safe money. That's the base of the policy. And then you've got investment dollars. Let's say it's, 15 grand of investment dollars and 6 grand of savings dollars. So all together, 21 grand went in, and then you borrow 15,000 out. And when you borrow the money out, you are trying to invest and create cash flow, right? You're trying to invest and create cash flow, right? So when you do that, let's say you borrowed the 15 grand out of the life insurance policy and the interest rate is 5%, okay? So if you borrow at 5%, you owe 15 grand. In a year, your interest cost to borrow is $750, right? This is the first year, okay, of funding the policy. 21K went in, you borrow 15 out, right? And you're gonna have a $750 interest expense on the anniversary date, year 2. But now you take that 15 grand, you make an investment. Ideally, in my opinion, you wanna make at least double what you're paying in interest so that there could be a net positive, and then it accounts for taxes and any fees that come with that particular investment, right? And then ideally, we want this investment to be maybe a little more short term, 1 year, 2 year, nothing too long, right? Because ideally, I want to be able to pay back the principal I took out, right? So you're creating cash flow from 15 grand. So whatever cash flow and principal gets created would fund the policy back. And that's what occurs, right? So you start off using your income, however many years it takes, to eventually you'll have the asset that you created. So you have one asset, whole life insurance, you created another asset, say it's real estate, and you keep putting money in every year, 15 grand you borrow out, right? And then you're paying back the 15,000 plus interest with your cash flow and principal, whatever that investment made, say 10% or more, ideally, goes back, do it again. In year 2, let's say you dumped another 21 grand in, right? So now the amount of cash value is more. So then you take money out again, you have more, but you're at the same interest rate, say 5%, and now you're earning 10% on $30,000, right? And you do that every year, but you have to have the discipline. Ideally, we want the investment to be no longer than a year. So maybe you're getting involved in like a fix and flip, or you're being a private money lender and you're lending money for just 1 year terms or maybe 6-month terms to earn 10% or more. That would be ideal, right? So that you're not lingering the loan on the policy for too long. This is like perfect scenario for me. And what happens is the principal and cash flow pays back the policy loan that you took out. 15K and the 750, boom, pays that back. You're still gonna save money and you're still gonna put new investment dollars in. So every year you're injecting 21 grand in, and you're borrowing 15 out, and then 15 grand plus interest gets paid back. Policy grows, you do it again at a higher amount, you keep doing it, and then it gets to a point where whatever investment we created now has the ability to actually fund the policy at 21,000 a year. So then you don't have to put any more dollars of your own income in. The asset is doing it on its own. That could be a business, that could be a real estate portfolio. That's basically funding, right? And then you may not have to borrow anymore because it's done all the work. So now you're just funding the policy, building up more of a capital vehicle here, right? So a little more complication there, but I believe that's very doable. It's duplicatable, right? And I would argue that's truly building wealth. I think with running cars and consumer item purchases, I don't think it creates the necessary discipline to create true wealth. I think it's like you're trying to, finesse. You're finessing. You're playing a bit of a game there, and I don't think that when you get to the end, you're not going to love the results. I don't think you're going to love the results. That's just me, personally, right? Others might prove me wrong. I just don't think you're going to love it, right?